Hello and welcome back to another 2 versus 2 domination game in Total War Warhammer 3. In this one I am playing the Dwarfs, led by this crazy old man, namely Grombrindle, the White Dwarf himself. In support I've brought Felix for the healing. The rest of my army consists of 5 miners with blasting charges, one of them the Akrund miners, the Grumbling Guard, and the Norgrimling's Iron Breakers back here. One of the most tanky units in the whole game. And together with their blasting charges, they are a real dangerous infantry. My ally is also playing the Dwarfs. He has brought another dynamic duo over here. Belagar Ironhammer together with Gotrek. While the rest of his army consists of 4 dwarf warriors, 3 of them with great weapons and 1 with shields, 2 thunderers, and the dragonback slayers back here. Our enemies are Khorne and the Lizardmen. The Khorne player has brought Skarbrand the Exiled as his lord, one of my favorite lords in the whole game. Although this time I will be the one facing these massive axes. The Khorne player has also brought 3 Bloodletters, a Marauder of Khorne with dual weapons, and a Cultist of Khorne on the Blood Shrine. Definitely a very interesting choice. I haven't had much success with these ones, on the Blood Shrine at least. They're a bit too expensive in my opinion, but we'll see how he does with it. The Lizardman player has brought a giant air force over here, tic-tac-toe supported by 3 Ripper Dactyl Riders, one of them the Colossodon Hunters. These all have anti-infantry and armor piercing, so they should do well against dwarfs. Although I guess the Colossodon Hunters have anti-large. That is a bit wasted against dwarfs. He has also brought 3 chameleon skinks for some skirmishing. And 1 salamander hunting pack back here. Alright, let's get into this. Yes. They are. And yes, as you can see, I'm pretty much going to point 2 with my whole army, while my ally is going to point 3, at least for now. Point 1 is a bit too far away for my liking, as these tiny dwarven legs will take a long while to get over there. Fast forwarding a bit, as once again the dwarves need a bit of time for everything. There we go, some skirmishing starts. The chameleon skins shooting into my miners. Although I don't really care about that too much. Miners have 80 armor, so they will take the shots reasonably well. And they are generally a very cheap unit. I don't mind losing them that much. Throwing some blasting charges now into the skinks. Good stuff, always love to see the blasting charges. Although the 40% missile resistance on the chameleon skinks really helps them in this fight. The salamander hunting packs are starting to shoot in, devastating my Akrund miners. I didn't like that. Also these marauder horsemen coming in, getting blasting charges into the face also, but they also did some good damage against the miners. Over here we are not even contesting this. This is a bit too much allocated from our enemies, I think. A marauder, bloodletter, 2 feral cold ones, while we have nothing there. But then again, they are doing quite well on here. Minotaurs and Skarbrand coming in, murdering this unit of miners. But my allies, Dragonback Slayers, are here. And they, on the other hand, will do very nicely against these Minotaurs and Skarbrand. Also, Scarbrand is getting shot at by these Thunderers over here. He's not liking that, but he's rampaged at the moment, so can't do anything. I also sent him some Slayers here. And I sent Grombindle and Felix after the Cultist. The Cultist, yeah, it's not not a very good duelist. Sort of anti-heroes doesn't help him in that situation. The melee attack and defense is just too low. And the armor piercing damage. Scarbrand on the other hand should do good enough, although Grombindle, Felix and these Slayers are a bit too much, I think. The giant air force comes down now, murders one of my miners. My miners have really taken a pounding here on the field, but we're still holding on to point 2, so it should be fine. There goes the summon from the cultists. Good stuff. Bloodletters will do nice and nicely against these iron breakers. Pretty much a hard counter. Maybe if the Iron Breakers would get their blasting charges off on the Bloodletters, it would be much better for the Iron Breakers, but that won't be able to happen if they get summoned right on top of them. Cultist gets broken though, and with him having no access to healing, he is pretty much a non-issue at this game from now on. Scarbrand also super low, getting chased off by Slayers. Yeah, not a good time for Scarbrand. 2000 value actually is kind of good, although I think he costs like 2500 at the cheapest that you can get him, so he still needs to do some damage. Oh yeah, and he brought Slaughter and Carnage, so he should cost around 3000 with that. And it's a shit item. I would recommend you to never pick that. Damage values are pretty similar. The Khorne player is a bit ahead of us both, but the Lizardmen player really has been struggling. He's I mean, this Salamander hunting pack has been doing some good damage, I think. I guess 600 value is not that good. Probably has been shooting at miners, and miners are not that expensive. Scarbrand goes in for the last duel. Duel of Fates against the Dragonback Slayers. Grombrindle down here. Doing the ancestors proud. Or I guess he is an ancestor himself, so that doesn't quite fit here. But he is definitely encouraging all these dwarfs. And there goes Scarbrand back to the warp. Very nice job, Grombrindle. And yeah, we're still holding on to point 2. My ally has parked a few units down here on point 3. 3 dwarf warriors with great weapons. They're getting axes chucked into their faces now. Not the best of times, but oh well. These the Khorne player actually brought a bunch of these Marauder Horsemen of Khorne with throwing axes, and I think they're a nice tech against the dwarves, with their armor-piercing missiles and anti-infantry and melee. Yeah, I think they're a nice choice in general. They will struggle to take victory points though. And yeah, these dwarves just, they don't care, they will die. Yeah. Do not shame your ancestors, indeed. Yeah, still holding on to point 2. The Lizardmen are a bit bunched up here. These chameleon skinks are not a very good choice, I think, against dwarves, considering their low armor piercing. I mean, they don't cost very much themselves, but yeah, they are just not doing much. Generally, the Lizardman player didn't bring much infantry. Just a bunch of monsters, flying ones and walking ones. There's a walking one over here. Feral Carnosaur wants some dwarf meat. Oh, or not. Maybe he just yells a bit. And then he gets it. Not sure. Oh damn! Nice Blood Crusher charge coming in to the flank of the Norgrumlings Ironbreakers. Blood Crushers should be a pretty nice choice against Dwarfs. With their armor piercing and 18 bonus versus infantry. Yeah, they're doing well. There's just no support from them here. There would need to be a lot more infantry here. The Khorne player had a bunch of infantry here to start with, Bloodletters and a few marauders, but after they got killed away, looks like the enemies really didn't have any infantry left. There's one Saurus Spear coming in now. Saurus Spear also a very weird choice against Dwarfs, considering the 16 bonus versus large is completely wasted in this matchup. But oh well, maybe the Lizardmen player was more of a new player. He's been struggling a bit in this game. Well, his air force is still alive. A bit battered, but still alive. Over here, my ally has brought 4 rangers to take point 3. A weird choice in my opinion, just 4 missile units without any support. These Marauder Horsemen should do pretty nice against the rangers. Yeah, not a good choice from my opponent here, for my ally. But oh well, we are still holding on to point 2. Although the horsemen have taken point 3 now. And the victory tickets are close enough. Looks like the Khorne player also noticed these unsupported missile units over here and is sending the Blood Crushers over. They will surely be feasting on some dwarves. Good times. The Marauder Horsemen struggled a bit. They didn't get a proper charge order on the dwarves, I feel like. They should have done better. Then again, I think rangers are... yeah, their combat stats are not that good. And yeah, there comes the Blood Crusher charge. Very tasty. That's what you like to see. These rangers should get slaughtered. Some slayers are desperately trying to make their way over to support. But yeah, these rangers are already taking a heavy pounding. Yet again, though, no infantry support here for these Blood Crushers. I guess our enemies are still just focusing on here, but yeah, it's just a dwarven meat grinder here. They don't break. And yeah, the Colossodon, the Salamander hunting pack is still shooting in, doing some nice damage, but yeah. The dwarves are just not breaking, they they don't want to run. So many slayers also in here. Seeing that our enemies abandoned point 1, I also sent a bunch of units over here to point 1. Longbeards, 2 Longbeards, miners, and a Slayer. They should be able to pretty comfortably hold this position. And so is my ally able to take point 3 back. These Blood Crushers did some good damage. Actually, pretty disappointing. Still only 900 value after they've gotten some nice charges. These Blood Crushers probably need some buffs. They seem a bit underwhelming every time I see them used or am using them myself. They try to go for this artillery position my ally has set up here with the Master Engineer and 3 Grudge Throwers, but Slayers are here to defend, and that's the last of these Blood Crushers. And yeah, we have everything a point now, I think. Yeah, dwarves. Triple cap on our opponents. They have run out of steam hard. The Khorne player did well at the early game. but even he has plummeted in value now, and we are far ahead on victory tickets and damage value. Yeah, the game is pretty much over at this point. I think our opponents played quite good. Some crucial mistakes though. Definitely not enough infantry in their build. They're sending some stuff over here now. I'm trying to take it, but yeah. Blasting charges into their faces, and yeah, these marauders are gone. And so are these bloodletters in a second. Yeah, there they go. But yeah, I think it was a pretty fun game. Two dwarfs, very thematic, probably lore friendly, not sure. Kind of. And yeah. Brumbrindle, always nice to see. The old man. The angry old man. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.